If you're not ready to write a book, maybe you could start journaling. A couple of days ago, a friend of mine told me about being bullied, and I listened to her, offered some practical advice, and then I suggested that what she might like to do was to grab a journal and just sit and write and just explore to see what might come up. Now, this friend, I doubt she'll ever write a book, but that doesn't matter. The fact is that she will be able to delve deep into her psyche and make sense of what's going on in her life. But actually this sparked off something in me, and when I was journaling, I was actually whisked back to 1994 and walking down the corridor going to see if I had passed my MBA. So you either get a pass or a fail. The head of department's door was locked, so there was no one to greet any of us at the allotted time. There was a couple of heads bobbing around the piece of paper on the wall, and I just kind of peered through, found my name, saw it as a pass, turned around and walked away. And what came out of my journal was this feeling of still not feeling good enough. You know, I'd done this MBA for a number of very personal reasons, 3 years of part-time study, and I still didn't feel like I'd achieved anything. And then a couple of nights ago, I was reading in The Guardian about Marvin Sordell and, you know, and his depression and how he'd felt really dead inside, but, you know, how writing had given him a great way to get his emotions out. So my name's Dale. I'm from DaleDaly.com, and I'm the creator of the Soul Writers Academy, and this is a place where coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, professionals of all kinds, business owners and leaders can come, plan, pen, publish, promote and productise their non-fiction books so that they can very much rock their personal brand. I remember at the beginning of the year my spine fractured. It was a bit of a shock and it hurt a lot. But out of that, or in amongst all of that pain and confusion and overwhelm, I dug out a brand new journal, a very pretty journal that I'd been given as a gift and I never knew what I was saving it for. And it was a massive journal, lots and lots of pages. So I started this journal, and it helped me to gain clarity, to make sense. But actually it led me onto a book that I'm currently writing and editing called Healing Osteoporosis Naturally. But that writing process actually was deeply healing at the same time. So writing, if it's something that you have never done, actually builds a relationship with you. And if you can build that relationship with you, then you can build that relationship with your readers. So writing for me creates the single most important, it's a foundation, and the most important relationship with anybody in the whole wide world, and that's you. And you learn to trust the most important person in your life. And I think that's what journaling and writing does for me, is whether it's in the journal or writing a book, it really it changes my relationship with me. I see the world in a very different way. And really it's about flow. You know, when you become open to receiving, and you know, you can surrender to what's in your heart or your soul, then you become a conduit for words. And those words can kind of, wherever they come from, they can flow in to you and then out into the world and reach and touch somebody else and help to inspire, motivate and change someone else's life. I remember reading about Graham Greene. Now he is, or was, a prolific writer, and he often used to talk about these things that he called a creative blockage, and he kept something that he called a dream journal. I actually call it creative journaling. And what he said was, no one but you sees your dreams, and no one can sue you for libel for writing them down. No one can fact check you or objects that you turn into a fanciful events. And when I'm teaching a journaling class and I get people to that bit where we do creative writing or creative life writing, it really is about taking stuff that's going on in your life doing with it whatever you like. Writing is not just about journaling or blogging or creating content. It is about really getting inside of yourself and letting go of all the rubbish that sits in here. So what I do is, when I get kind of stuck, I'll often go for a walk and I might talk into my phone, I'll come back and journal and I'll write, I might meditate, I might colour in some mandalas, I might do silly things like singing and dancing, but very much it's about reflecting on what I've written. And I look at, what else is going on in my life? Even when you're writing a book, it will spark something on you. And that might take you, deep into the past. You might look at stuff that's going on right now. For me, it's always about clues, Everything we write sparks something off. Those neural pathways go nuts. But when I'm writing the book, I often then think, how will this serve me? But, equally, how will it serve my readers? Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. My invitation today really is to invite you to start journaling. It's going to give you a lot of clarity in your life. You're going to make a lot of sense of things that are going on, and it may lead to a book. And if you're writing a book, actually, if you journal while you're writing the book, it really truly will help you make sense of things in a much, much better way, a much more effective and efficient way. And it also helps with research and notes and things like that. So if this has touched you in some way and you're curious about both journaling workshops, writing a book, then please do connect with me. My name is Dale. I'm from daledarley.com and the creator of the Soul Writers Academy. Now, if you're not ready to write a book, then I do have a 7-day challenge, and it's fairly straightforward. There's lots of exercises for you to do over the 7 days, but what I've done it for is to help you assess your desire and readiness to write a non-fiction book. So have a beautiful day. Please do go and get a journal. You won't regret it. It really is truly, truly powerful.